Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Prehistoric Planet video. Today we are going to be reviewing the second episode of Prehistoric Planet 2. So let's get right on into it. Episode 2, Badlands. The episode begins in a volcanic region in central India. Shortly after, we see a large herd of female ichthyosaurs traversing through the harsh volcanic region. We can see large amounts of lava spewing out of the earth around them. They then have to deal with a new threat, which is large amounts of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. These together create a very dangerous gas to breathe for the sauropods. The ichthyosaurs don't have to worry about the gas due to their long necks. They come to a low point in the ground, which puts them at the same level as the gas. They quickly scale up the side of a crater to escape the gas. We then see a nesting ground for the ichthyosaurs. The reason why they are all here is to incubate the eggs using volcanic heat. We then transition to a desert in Asia, where we can see a family of velociraptors who need to find food. We then see a massive herd of herbivores that include Nemegtosaurus, Mongolian Titanosaurus, and Prenocephali, which in my video on the trailer I called Malocephali, but I was wrong on that one. The herd has to navigate through a maze of canyons. The velociraptors stalk the herd from above. Two Tarbosaurs threaten the herd and cause a panic. The Prenocephali run up higher and right into the waiting velociraptors. We then see the return of the Corythoraptor. We can see the males providing shade to the eggs from the sun, and eventually night falls, and some go out and find food. Some stay on the nest to guard the eggs, but their night vision is limited. We then see a relative of Velociraptor, the Kurokula, stalking the nest. We can see it quietly approaching an unguarded nest. The Kurokula manages to eat from some of the eggs. A Corythoraptor spots it, and it runs off with one of the eggs. She brings it back to her babies, and the babies learn how to crack through the egg. The babies can't do it at first, but they roll it off a rock, which shatters the egg. We then see two young Tarkia walking through the desert. There is very little water nearby, and they have to go find some. We learn that they have dark patches around their eyes to protect them from the sun. We also learn that their noses cool the air that leaves the body. The Tarkias find some plants to eat from. One does not feel like sharing food, so the other goes off on its own. We can see it walking through a canyon, and on the other side, we can see a small oasis that is occupied by Prenocephali. The Tarkia attempts to take a drink from the water, but the water is very precious, and the Prenocephalis attack the Tarkia. The Tarkia smacks its tail club into the sand to show its strength. The Prenocephalis back off, but an adult Tarkia challenges the young one for water. On its own, the younger one wouldn't be too much of a threat, but now the other young one shows up to help. The adult backs off, and the two Tarkias take a drink of water. We then return back to the caldera, where the ichthyosaurs laid their eggs. A storm occurred, and the wind shifted, clearing out the harmful gases. We can hear the babies communicating under the sand, and we can see the hatchlings take their first steps. The babies also have a little tooth on their front of their face, and they look absolutely adorable. They eat from the dung that was left behind, and by eating the dung, they can smell where the adults have gone. They leave the crater and are left to face the many dangers, like the liquid mud pits, which are difficult to get out of. Since the gas has been cleared, predators are free to roam the land. We then see some really cool-looking Rajasaurus in the area. Unfortunately, the babies are put into danger, and many are eaten by the Rajasaurus, but some make it out to the forest. The episode ends with an overhead shot of the crater that the future Ichthyosaurus will nest in. The Prehistoric Planet Uncovered segment of the episode goes into the nesting behaviors of dinosaurs, and is explained by Dr. Darren Naish and Professor Paul Barrett. We can see fossils showing dinosaurs sitting on nests to keep the eggs warm. It also goes into detail on how sauropods kept their eggs warm. So, that was episode 2 of Prehistoric Planet 2. This episode covers many interesting things like the volcanic regions being popular nesting locations for sauropods in order to keep their eggs warm. I thought the animal designs were also really cool, and I like the looks and colors of all the animals we see. I think my favorite scene from this episode would probably be either the Ichthyosaurus making their way to the crater, or the Tarkia and the Prenocephali fighting over the water. So, that is going to have to wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to press the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!